Morning everybody, 28th of June, another day in my daily diaries of looking after my wife with Parkinson's and dementia. Go back to yesterday, it was a complete write-off yesterday, a complete write-off for both of us, to be honest. After getting up and falling yesterday and starting off the day that way, it was just a downhill from there because she didn't go back to bed, so it's then had a negative effect and made her tired. Even when the sitter called, sitter was here at 1 o'clock and we left at 3, but I went and did some gardening while she were here. Got out, just tidied up and potted in garden and run to the tip with a bit of rubbish. It's only 5 minutes away from here, the recycling centre. Anyway, so when I got back, the sitter said she said she's tired, she wants to go to sleep, and that was about 2:15. Anyway, so I got her in the front room on the settee on the recliner thing, but she wouldn't sleep. She wouldn't go to sleep. No, I'll just sit here. So, and she just sat there. So she just dead quiet. So it was just me and the sitter chatting away. I don't know. It was a completely weird day. And then all day and all evening, she just doing the eyes closed things, humming, hair twisting, twizzling her hair. A complete write-off. And the thing is, what you got to think of is, and even just now actually, I've just gone in to check on her before I'd done this. That's why I'm a little bit later. She stood by the side of the bed holding the handrail, the bed rail. And you think, what are you doing? It's only because the handrail's there, because remember, she can't stand up on her own, she can't hold her own weight up and she's going to fall over, which is what happened yesterday and the night before. Now, this used to happen a lot when she was able to move herself around on a walking aid, that one of them 3-wheel trolleys that you lean on and push. She'd stumble and fall with pushing that, and then even prior to that, because they have the Parkinson's have this, they call it feet freezing. Now, that doesn't mean to say that they're cold. It means that they actually stick to the floor, or they think they stick to the floor, and they can't move them. So obviously, unless you can cope with that, you then try to move forward and you fall over or sideways. Remember, over the last couple of years, she's broke her wrist. She's got metal plates in her wrist, both sides, both sides of her wrist, two plates. She's broke her arm where her bicep is, snapped that completely. Proper clean break, broke completely. That was in a sling for a while, plaster in a sling. Displaced the shoulder. These are all from falls, as well as the cuts and bruises and the visits to hospital when she had a big hole in her head here not long ago. Battered and bruised all over. And what always springs to mind is this one specialist said to her about her falls. You have to, it's easy to say stop it, you have to do this, but if you're not that way, your mind doesn't work in that way, then it doesn't sink in. But he did say to her, remember, Parkinson's won't kill you. Nobody dies of Parkinson's. You die with it at the end of your life, but Parkinson's causes things like you to fall and break your hip. He said, and if you break your hip and you come in hospital, 99 times out of 100, you won't leave hospital. So that's always on your mind. So now she's getting up like 4 times now in the last 2 days. I don't know, it's worrying. Why is she going backwards a little bit like this now? Why is she doing it? Last few months, it's been, Mike, will you take me to the toilet? Or Mike, will you asking me to move her? So I don't understand where this is coming from. I don't understand. I hope she's not gone backwards a little bit. I don't know, but this is the old Angie in her, the independent, strong, I don't need any help off anybody woman that she was. I can do this on my own, because that's what she was. That's how she used to be. So I think in her own mind, she still thinks she can. Anyway, well, today I'll going to get her up and get out. It's raining here, but so it doesn't matter. It might not be raining after, but if it is, we're still going to get out. We've got to get out. Yesterday, I said I'm going to start mentioning whether she gets the calendar picture right. Well, yesterday morning, I was surprised because she did. When I said yesterday morning, I said, I doubt it very much because she got it wrong the day before. But yesterday morning, she did, just straight off. Who's that, Angie? Baby Harley. Straight off, top of her head. Like, no thinking about it first, straight off. So, it's mad. You just can't understand what it's about at all and how it comes out. It's weird. It's weird. So I just wrote yesterday off. You know, sometimes you have to just, instead of worrying about stuff, just get up and put your head down and just sort of plough forward through the day and just think, it's just going to be a shite day. You know, so, and yesterday was a shite day. You know, so, you know, today's going to be a good one. So, at least we can get out anyway. So, I don't know what she's going to be like because she's restless and rolling about in bed. She had me up at this morning. What time was it? 5. Went to bed early last night because I more or less begged her. I said, Angie, come on, you need to go to bed because I'm tired. So I got to bed about 10:15, I think it was. So by the time she'd watch on my camera, she'd stop rolling. It was about 10 to 11. So I made a move and I was in bed for just after 11 myself. But then she got me up during the night, restless. I got her up and changed her, got back in bed. I got up earlier, had my breakfast, and give her the tablets at 8 o'clock. And changed her again. So, and then went back in before and she stood up outside the bed, by the side of the bed, holding the bed rail. So, but would have been restless again this morning. I can still see it on my camera now, legs are going, so it's probably going to be one of them days where she's sort of sat, you know, doing nothing, not with us really, you know. She wasn't with us yesterday. You know, she was away somewhere else. You know, you could see it in her eyes. You know, so I don't know. Yeah, sometimes I say sometimes that right, I'm gonna have a good day, but sometimes I should just say, no, I'm just gonna have a day. Yeah, sometimes because I know it's not gonna be a good day. So as much as I try, and I promise myself, and my optimism. You know, it's going to be a good day, but sometimes I should just throw my hands in and say, no, it's just going to be a day. Let's get it over with, you know, and look forward to tomorrow, which is what I did yesterday. And it helps you cope if you do that. Otherwise, you know, you drive yourself mad. You know, well, what about this and what about that? And what if she does this? What if she does that? Well, all these what ifs are fine, but what if she doesn't? You know, so she falls, or if she does fall, she doesn't fall. Then, you know, but if she does, then I deal with it as and when it comes. I can't tie her to me 24/7. You know, so don't want her falling, obviously, but nobody wants her falling. And I just hope this has just been a bit of a blip. You know, these trying to stand up and falling. You know, like I remember yesterday morning when I said I found her on the floor when I got up. I got out of the shower, I think, didn't I? When she was on the floor. But later in the day, when remember, because I got all the bedding off yesterday and washed all the bedding, tried it all, got it all back on. But I noticed we have a washing basket by the side of the bed, and that had all been squashed. So she'd fell into that first, you know. So you could just fall into that, bash your head on the wall, anything. It's, you know, that's how it happens, you know. You know, somebody said the other day, what about, you know, could you not get a neighbour to sit in with her and that? But remember, we're new over here, so our immediate neighbours on one side is a very old woman, deaf as a doorpost, and the other side's a fella on his own. You know, so apart from them two, I don't really chat to anybody else. You nod to the others, but not like where we come from. We knew sort of a few neighbours, but even then, there's probably only one of them neighbours that I would have sort of trusted to sit in with. You know, it was one of them family. I would have been in the same boat back where we moved from a couple of years ago. You know, but family would have been easier just to run round, whereas like the 3/4 an hour to an hour away now. So, you know, friends, you know, get some friends sitting in with you. But she's had people she knows, should we say, but you know, but even a best friend. She's had this best friend from when they was at school. So, you know, it's like 1,000 years ago now. And they've been through some shit together. You know, over the years, they've been there for each other. A friend's son and our son are actually buried side by side because we lost a son just over 10 years ago. So they're buried side by side. So that's how close friends they are, or was. Because since Angie got a diagnosis, a friend sort of faded away slightly. Angie had ringing and ringing and ringing, never no answer, never no reply. Very, very strange. But I think this is what it does sometimes, dementia, Parkinson's and dementia. When people become ill mentally, as humans, I don't think we're able to cope properly with seeing how they are now and how they used to be. So I don't know. I just found it very, very strange. She's had no contact with her at all. And Angie's like, well, she doesn't even use her phone anymore now. And she can't phone. But for me, I can't understand it. There's been no excuse, I don't think, why a friend sort of just walked away. Because that's the way I look at it. A friend's just walked away from her after all them years. Right, I'm going. That's my little bit of a rant. So that's me rant out of the day out of the way. I'm going to get out. I'm going to go and check on her now. Make myself a nice cup of coffee and plan my day. So, as usual, please do all the press your like button, follow me, comments, forward them, do all the usuals, and let's get this out, you know, as much as we can. And please bear in mind, if you see anybody shuffling about today, you know, they might have Parkinson's or they might have dementia. Don't push and hurry them and tuck behind them if you're in the queue and they're shuffling and they're fumbling in the purse. Just bear with them. Not the end of the world if you're going to be 2 minutes later than you thought. So, okay, I'll do another one tomorrow. So you take care now. Bye.